Hello, Tecumseh students, staff, and families. It's homecoming week. And as we approach the festivities surrounding the homecoming game later this week, from the parade to the alumni events to the Shooting Stars band performance to the actual game itself, I thought I'd take this as an opportunity to send you a video update here this afternoon. In this moment, I certainly could tell you about the many wonderful things that are happening in our schools and the many, many wonderful smart, talented kids and teachers we have here in our schools. And at some point, I am absolutely going to do that. But instead, I'm going to go a little bit of a different route here this afternoon. I'm simply going to share with you some reflections and experiences I've had here in my just under 5 months as your superintendent of schools. So my ask is that you'll just stay with me here for a few minutes longer because I'm going somewhere with all of this and this update for you. So I'm going to take you all the way back to May. And as I entered the school system back in May, it was one of my goals that I was really going to be intentional about listening more than I talked. And certainly, I think I've done that by asking a lot of questions to staff, students, to parents, and some community members. And so I want to take a minute and tell you a little bit about that. One of the first questions that I made sure to ask was this one. I asked, what sets the Tecumseh Public Schools apart from other area school districts? And as I listened, some themes began to develop as people shared their answers with me. And those themes were, we have an exceptional staff who care for and go above and beyond for kids. Our programming here in the Tecumseh Public Schools is top notch, and the opportunities that we have for kids, from arts to athletics, to band, to music, to academics, are exceptional. We have a high level of academic achievement. The after-school clubs and opportunities for kids set us apart. And there is just a really, really deep sense of community here in Tecumseh and in its schools. And quite frankly, I think I knew those things as a longtime parent and resident myself. One of the other questions I made sure to ask as I was coming aboard was this one. What do you believe this school district and community needs in its next superintendent? Again, some themes began to develop, and this is what I heard. These are the themes of what people shared with me. They said, Matt, make sure you listen well and build trust. The community might still be recovering from some of our past. They said, Matt, whatever you do, no rapid change. Don't do that. Build relationships, take time, be present, be visible, bring the community back into the schools, and be a caring, compassionate leader, yet understand that you're just not going to make everybody happy, which in a job like mine is just true. And there was also a definite theme of increasing communication. So I wanted to share that with you because as I was asking my questions and listening, something else began to occur for me. And what happened was that I really began to be recognized in and around town, and people would just stop me to chat, and they'd stop me when I was out running at Indian Trails, or they'd stop me in bushes or in Jerry's or wherever, but they would stop me, and it's a good thing. So these moments were not moments where I was asking questions, but there were moments where people simply wanted to share their thoughts with me. And again, some themes started to emerge, and people would share thoughts with me about the pool. They shared thoughts with me about the former STEAM centers and the name changes on the buildings. They would share with me their thoughts about the Tecumseh High School stadium turf, and even a few people shared some thoughts with me about the high school stadium itself from years ago. So as time went on, it became clear to me that there are many opinions regarding those items, and they're all valid. And while they're all valid, they're also largely split opinions. I should probably say, full disclosure, I even have my own sets of opinions as a parent and resident since 2016. Yet I'm only sharing that to say that some of that resonates for me. I'm not sharing it to go into it because that's not the point of my video here. So you might be asking yourself at this point, what is the point? I'm sharing all of this to say this. My main concern as your new superintendent isn't about what has occurred in our past. My main concern isn't that people are telling me about things from our past. They're real and they're important. My main concern is that people, generally speaking, people are not telling me about their hopes and dreams for our school system over the next 5 to 10 years. I will not devalue our past. It's real. It happened. It's important. I've learned quite a bit our history about our history over the last 4+ months on the job. Yet I also need to look toward the future of our school system and really think about that system and how we build the next 5 to 10 years. So I certainly know that I run the risk of coming across as a bit disingenuous by saying to you all what I'm about to say. Yet, as superintendent of schools, I believe I need to say it anyway. A big part of the next 5 to 10 years, and whatever our hopes and dreams are for the children, I want to continue to engage you in that conversation. But a big part of these next 5 to 10 years and what we want for the future of our schools will play out on November 5th when this community votes on the proposed sinking fund. There is nothing glamorous or exciting about fixing roofs, parking lots, HVAC units, or steam pipes. The reality of right now is the simple fact that, for example, the roofs at the pool, the middle school, Sutton, and Tecumseh Acres have come to the end of their useful life and they're showing signs of failure. They just are. And as superintendent, I can't ignore the roofs at our school buildings in the same way that myself as a homeowner, I can't ignore the roof on my old farmhouse. So the sinking fund, should it be approved, I want you to know, provides me a dedicated stream of dollars that I can use to do the unglamorous and unexciting work that just needs to be done. Should the sinking fund be turned down, I still need to do the roofs. I still need to do the unglamorous and unexciting roof or unexciting work. And the only other stream of dollars I have to really do that is our general fund dollars, which pay for programs, staff, extracurricular opportunities, AP classes, class sizes, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it's the general fund dollars that I now have to use to pay for the roofs and the parking lots and the HVAC units and etc. I'm certainly not saying any of this to put any pressure on the community or begin to try to guilt trip people into supporting a sinking fund. That is not my intention. What is my intention, though, is to be upfront and honest with everyone in our community about the simple fact that a lot of these building systems are at the end of their useful life. They're showing signs of failure, and it needs to be addressed. We are not in any way, shape, or form unique as a Tecumseh public school system in this regard. Schools all over the state of Michigan and are even locally here, our neighbors in places like Pinckney and Ann Arbor and Dexter and Chelsea and Jackson and Saline and Monroe and Adrian and Clinton. Those communities have all passed some sort of sinking fund or bond to support the infrastructure needs of their school buildings. So over the coming weeks, I'm going to be releasing more videos. I promise you that those videos will be much shorter than this one, and they'll be designed to continue to engage and educate you and our community so that you can make the most informed vote possible on November 5th. I think I'll close with this thought. I'll leave you with this thought anyway. It's about the high school. It's kind of struck me over the last few months as I came aboard. Many times people would refer to the new school And so at first, I really thought the reference was to the new school that was connected to the bond that failed twice back in 2022. But then I began to realize that when people were referencing the new school, they were really referencing the Tecumseh High School as our newest school. The truth is, though, it's not new. It looks new. It looks really nice, but it's also approaching 25 years old. And when that occurs, things begin to happen. And it's just true that repairs and renovations need to occur. So I guess I feel like if you've made it this far, you probably deserve some sort of medal for sticking with me this long. Promise you my next sets of informational videos will be nowhere near this length, but I felt it really important to kind of frame the sinking fund and the next set of videos that are coming for you all. So in all seriousness, thank you for taking the time to stay with me to the end of this video. I really do hope you all come out for the homecoming events. You enjoy them, you enjoy the weekend, and most importantly, go Indians and have a wonderful weekend. And thank you for your time.